The Social Justice Award celebrates an alum who embodies JMU's motto of being the change. The recipient demonstrates a commitment to social justice and works to increase fairness and equity for those who are systematically disenfranchised and least served politically, economically, or socially in our community. And now it's time to add a new name to this honored list.
Okay, first of all, I'm not sure exactly how I follow the last person because he was amazing. And second of all, I'm a little emotionally overwhelmed. This is actually the second time in the last 7 days that I have had incredible full circle moments. I was a Dell for over 20 years, and earlier this week I had the opportunity to deliver the International Women's Day keynote speech to Dell Technologies. If I thought I was nervous then, I had no idea what was coming tonight. That was an incredible moment for me, bringing everything together with the work I've done to support women in tech. It's equally incredible for me to be here in front of all of you and receive this award. I can tell you right now, when I graduated JMU, I could not speak in front of 5 people, much less several hundred. But I graduated JMU as a leader, and I graduated JMU as a Spanish speaker. And I moved to Los Angeles, and I worked in the hospitality industry, and those 2 things set me up for incredible success. I worked in the hotel business. I was promoted to be an assistant housekeeping manager in no time because of my Spanish speaking skills that I had learned here and because of the leadership I had learned here. Now, fast forward to my work in tech. What I learned in the hospitality industry was that I really loved helping people who didn't always have a voice for themselves. And that's what a lot of the Spanish speakers that worked for me in the hospitality industry were. People who didn't have a voice for themselves, be it language barriers, be it social power, whatever the case may be. In tech, women are the same. The stats are not good. Women in tech have been about 25% for years and years. In fact, I cited a stat in my keynote the other day, 25% women in representation in tech in 2020, still 25% in 2025. Think about all the things that have been done to help bring more women into tech over the last few years. You hear about girls in STEM and girls in tech. Women get into tech fields and they do not enjoy working there. It's a very intense environment. But what I have learned is that I can make a difference one woman at a time by helping them learn to find their voice, learning how to be confident in a world that is male-dominated, learning how to advocate for themselves, and making that change for themselves. Because when we make that change for one woman, that woman has a ripple effect amongst so many that we just keep expanding the power of women. And slowly but surely, we can change that number for women in tech. We can change that number for women in leadership. Less than 10, or just barely 10% of the women of the Fortune 500 CEOs in the United States are women. But we can continue to change those numbers by touching one woman at a time, by touching 350 women at a time. I have one last full circle moment here tonight. So in the last few weeks, I've actually gone from being the daughter of my father to one of the caregivers of my father. And my father said to me, you have to go up there and tell them that if it hadn't been for me, you wouldn't be here. And I thought about that, but the thing is, he's right. Because my dad always told me, as a girl, as a young woman, that I could do whatever I wanted. In fact, he put me on a boys' football team in like 1980. I was ready for tech when I got there. But the point is, and the message I want to leave you with, is for all the men in the room, bring up a young woman. Help change that trajectory. For all the women in the room, reach out a hand, bring up a woman behind you, because we can make that change for every woman. Thank you.